A lot of people are hurting right now. A lot of people are hurting right now, and it's a hard conversation to have, but it's a conversation that has to be had.
Yeah, it's no, it's of course if everybody doesn't know what we're talking about, a lot has been going on. 2020 has been just a crazy year in general.
Definitely.
We start off the year and 2020 was the start of a new decade. Let's go all the way back to how we thought 2020 was. 2020 is supposed to be start of a new decade, a new time, a new opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
But as 2020 kept progressing, things just kept going out of whack. From deaths to this global pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
and now um, just the blatant racism
Yeah.
that's just being recorded and displayed on every day is just getting out of hand this year.
And you felt like 2020 was going to be anew, but as it continues, you also see it's the same old shit.
All the time.
It's the same old shit. Like, why do we have to continue to see these black men and women become hashtags? When does it stop?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, when does it stop? And specifically right now, my heart is going to George Floyd. And the list, unfortunately, goes on and on and on when it comes to the people that we are thinking of that have been victims of murder because of their race, because of ignorance, because of, it's like an insecurity to where, of this fear that they have where they feel like they have to be so violent and evil.
Yeah.
It is just emotionally draining. It is mentally draining to have to live in this type of fear. No one, we don't deserve this.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. And just speaking on that type of fear, it's one thing to where you're literally just trying to live your life
Yeah.
at the end of the day. And then even if, especially because we're still in a pandemic, and you're trying to be a law-abiding citizen and focus on social distancing yourself and still worrying about that. But then at the end of the day, you have to worry when you're just being black.
Yeah.
And that's what people just got to realize. This is never going to change. This is never going to change. And that is a tough pill to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
Because the older I get, and I just constantly see it happening year after year. I mean, now everybody
Month after month.
let's not all pretend to like this is not new.
Mm-hmm.
Year after year, month after month. This has been happening for centuries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we're supposed to be in what they call the post racial era or something like that, after the post civil rights era.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're living in. And nothing has changed.
Mm-mm.
And it's one thing that the people who are supposed to protect us, and we're supposed to be law-abiding citizens, but we can't even trust the people who are supposed to protect us.
Yeah. Yeah. And that That is what is the difference. And people constantly want to bring up black on black crime when it comes to these moments, but what they don't understand is the walking around a civilian, what you do is based on your morals and your values. It's just how you were raised, whatever.
Yeah.
If you signed up to be a police officer, you are when you put on that uniform, you are holding up the values and morals of what that badge is.
Yeah.
And that is to protect and serve.
Yeah.
And even though you are arresting a person, you are still supposed to be making sure that that person is okay. Mm-hmm. You are not supposed to be going into any situation where the result is death.
Yeah. Exactly. And if, okay, so imagine this, and we're going to position ourselves as George Floyd. Let's just think about what that day, what he was doing. What he was doing, man. So George Floyd, he's 46-year-old black dude, and you're just trying to go get groceries.
Yeah.
Trying to get groceries.
Just going to the store.
Going to the store. Walk in there. Throw in a $20 bill. I don't know where he got it. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? They say it was a fake 20. I don't know. But you go in there regardless. You get what you get. You go out back to your car with your family. The next thing you know, you get tapped, and then this officer is talking to you.
It's like, think of how many times we go to the store.
Exactly. Went to the store the other day.
Where a situation like this can just happen just because that's not...
It just don't make sense, man. It's like, why the fuck do I have to be scared to go get groceries? If I get pulled over. So let me tell y'all a story today. I went to go on Facebook Market. So I got something off Facebook Market, you know what I'm saying? With Facebook Market, you got to go meet people and things like that to get whatever you're trying to buy. So I bought this thing from this white girl. And the first thing is I shouldn't even be tripping or nervous about it because, I'm just trying to get what I get and she got what I need, which is this, we get a little
it's
TV
a TV stand.
We got a TV stand, you know what I'm saying? We need a TV stand. So I get the TV stand, but why do I have this tension of me buying a TV stand from a white girl, teenager, college girl?
Mm-hmm.
So I go out there, go to the neighborhood. It's a rich neighborhood. I get in there, but why do I have this thought of, well, if this is how, the transaction went, y'all, by the way. So I got cash and she wants me to leave it on her door and take it from there. And like that. That shouldn't be a problem.
In my head, I'm thinking, this is a setup.
Yeah, it seems like a huge setup. But in my head, but it shouldn't be a problem. But I'm freaking sometimes you can look and freak yourself out. Because, you're driving down in this neighborhood, you see white people looking at you, you're looking at them. Mm-hmm. You think that it should just be a normal thing, but because this underlying race thing that we always never want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, you're thinking about that. So I go there, I get the package, I leave the money on the bench. Now I take it back, and then I shouldn't have to worry about putting things in my car. But why would I'm thinking in my head, well, what if somebody comes out wondering, what is this black guy doing with this bright red ass shirt on and basketball shorts? What is he putting in his truck?
Putting this huge ass box in his car. Box. No one else is out here with him.
Just by himself. Somebody could have looked at me and thought I was stealing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Called the police, and the police would have been there quick. Because when I say this neighborhood was nice, this neighborhood was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it could have possibly been over for me.
Yeah.
Over some bullshit.
Yes.
And that's exactly what happened to George Floyd, y'all.
Yes.
Over some bullshit.
Mm.
This man lost his life over some bullshit.
There's situations where it's just like there's not even words. There's not even words because stuff like this should not happen.
It don't make sense.
Over what could have been a counterfeit bill. Do you know how many people accidentally get counterfeit bills?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if he was like, shoot the show and he was making counterfeit money, he still didn't deserve to die.
Yeah.
The pure evilness of the man who
So let's talk about the other side now. So we talked about George Floyd and what he was thinking about. He got out the car, you know what I'm saying, groceries, got back, and now we're to the point to where now the officer comes up to him. So what do you think that officer is thinking? I'm thinking that this is where I feel like, and I got a little theory to me about positions of power.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like police officers is like a position of power that it doesn't matter at what type of entry level you get in.
Yeah.
If you're a police officer, you got power.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you fucking writing parking tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker, you got power because you don't gotta write me that parking ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a police officer, and with this position of power, you know what I'm saying, you determine how you're going to use that power. And in this case, this guy was probably one of those people who like to get off when he has that power.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he touches him, he arrests him, handcuffs him. Now, you're already in the position of power because you got him in handcuffs.
Yes.
No,
on his face on the ground.
No need to do anything more. But then when you apply your knee, when you start to apply your knee, that's when you're getting off on your position of power. Because not only are you officer, but now you are physically over this man. Mm-hmm. So this is another power that you have. So you're an officer, you have your position over him, and then this is where this last position of power comes in to where he knew about it, but you know, this is what hits everybody in these positions is race plays a role in your position of power. So in this case, he was a white man over this black man. Another position of power that he probably liked, as we saw with the pictures later, you know what I'm saying, with him wearing that hat.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, another way that he was showing his power over the situation is the people who were telling him to stop.
Yeah.
The people that were saying, you are killing him, stop.
Yep. Mm.
And he was still trying to show his power, saying, I don't have to listen to you.
Yeah.
I don't have to listen to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep on doing this.
Yeah.
And another thing is Officer Chauvin had been the subject of 10 prior conduct complaints.
Yep.
10 over his 19 years and never got any disciplinary action. Mm-mm. That's why people don't fuck with the police. That's why. Because y'all do not hold each other accountable.
Nope.
When if as a citizen, when you do something wrong, you're held accountable, then as an officer, when you do something wrong, you should be held accountable to the highest degree because you are trained to do what the fuck you're doing.
But you know, sometimes I feel like, and then that's the reason why that whole thing with power, because I feel like everybody in officers, people know when people are power tripping. Because at that point, everybody has felt the power because they're all officers. But they don't want to do nothing about it sometimes. Some people do, some people don't.
It's because they're scared. If you're scared, you shouldn't be no police officer. Y'all are scared to stand up to another officer when he's doing wrong because y'all feel like everybody is going to be against y'all. Guess what? If they do, so what? Because you're going to have to answer for what you did on this earth when you die. You're going to have to answer for what you do. And if you are seeing your fellow officer continue to do these things and you're not speaking up, you're a part of the problem. You're a part of the problem. We need officers. Y'all always bringing up these good officers. Y'all always bringing them up. I need those good officers to speak up.
You got to, man. You got to.
Because it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. The police can get away with anything and everything, but don't be a police officer of color.
Why is that?
If you a police officer of color, you gonna go down. Because people are wondering why they reacting like this in Minneapolis, in that area. They reacting like this because they tired of it happening. Because we got to take it back. We got to take it back to Philando Castile and that horrible situation that happened there.
Yeah.
And how those police officers were acquitted.
Yep.
And then, not long after that, a Somalian American officer accidentally shot a white lady because the white lady had called the police twice saying there was somebody around her house, walking around her house. And when he got there, he saw something moving and he just reacted and shot. Mm-hmm. He got 12 and a half years.
Whoa. Okay. So
cops are getting convicted, but not the ones that are white. Okay, it's happening. So y'all officers of color that's not saying shit, like oh boy, in this case, the Asian officer who stood there and said nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, that stood there and said nothing. If it was you on the neck, you would have. Okay. You would have got time.
And that's a whole nother point of view I didn't even think of until you just said that.
And in this whole
Asian
situation,
right there.
If they do get charged with anything, and if they do get anything, he gonna get the most of whatever it is, and he wasn't even the one with the knee on the neck. Yep. Bet.
And then, I just don't understand, how do you stand there? I don't give a damn if he's your best friend. You just don't stand there. You gotta and let that
be
happen.
Some type of pussy.
You a bitch. You are a bitch. Bitch made from your head down to your toe.
Cause that right there, to not say something in that type of moment, that's just crazy. I don't understand that.
I get why bystanders wouldn't do anything. But you as an officer, you're supposed to protect. And you, out of everybody there, you were supposed to be the one to stop that shit from happening. Because clearly that white man was not in. He was out to kill that man from the beginning. And George, he couldn't do nothing. So it was either going to be you, and that's it. And you once again had that power, and you chose not to do anything. To me, that's man. If it had been someone different, the situation would have been different.
It's just ridiculous, and that's why they turning up. That's why they turning up in Minneapolis. Yeah. They're sick of it.
It is.
They didn't forget. They didn't forget about Philando. They didn't forget about this. Just seeing the difference happen. Seeing the difference happen in how that officer of color is being treated, but next to all these other ones.
Yeah.
So it's like we already know what's up.
Yeah.
They got fired, but they ain't going to jail.
Yeah. And then this is different to me as far as what happened with them before. It is because that this is a lot more aggressive. The kill is a lot worse. Because that man was suffering for a long time. And and the kill to me is what's really striking everybody a little bit different, because this man, basically, he was dying. He was being suffocated. We were seeing a man die slowly. And we haven't seen that yet. And when people look back on this, guys, this is history that we're all seeing. We talk about Emmett Till, and we have to put George Floyd right up there with him. Because this whole notion that, we talk about it in the past like it was, so long ago, but this shit's still happening now.
Yeah.
This isn't over, y'all. Like, this whole civil rights thing, it didn't end at civil rights era in the 60s, you know what I'm saying? We really have to change our minds. I feel like this shit is still going on. And the fact that there are more cameras now seeing everything is making it a lot more known what's happening.
We also have to think about there are so many people who have been killed by the police that never make it to a hashtag.
Never.
That never make it to a hashtag. And that is why something has to change. And it's something about what we've been doing that's not working.
It's not. This whole cycle of we see it, we cry out, and then 2 months later we're on to the next. Like, that's what they want.
Yeah. We have to all of us have to be actively thinking, what can we do to make this situation better? And I think that I found what I can do, because when situations like this happen, what's going to make it change is when these officers start being held accountable. Mm-hmm. All of them being held accountable. Yeah. That's when it's going to start changing. And that starts with us voting who's the DA, with us voting for the
everything.
The judges, everything in your local area, you need to be voting for.
These police chiefs letting these motherfuckers in. Like, why after 10 complaints, the chief didn't do anything? See, this is bigger than just this. This goes to this whole system that we're in. Who allowed this man to stay in his position?
Yes. After that many complaints, I mean, I don't know what's average, but I feel like that 10 is too many. 1 is too many.
Yeah. Like,
so what is really going on? And that's why I want to be actively making sure that people in my local area and people around me are taking those elections seriously and getting the information they need about those people that are being that are running for that position.
Yeah.
Because I feel like so many times we focus on the big elections. And if you are voting on a big election, you really don't know what's going on the rest of the ballot.
No.
There's so many people that's just doing it. I did it before.
Yeah, I did it too.
And the thing is, we need to be educated on everything that's on that ballot and everyone that is on that ballot to make sure that we are putting people in places that are going to step when it's time to step.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be driving people to the polls. If I'm not working that day, I'm going to be actively doing something to make sure that stuff like this stops happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when they start seeing these white cops going down, they gonna fix it.
Yeah.
They gonna stop doing that shit and they gonna fix it. And that's just like how it is with this cancel culture. As soon as it come out somebody done did some bullshit, the first thing they doing is hurry up and apologizing. Because they already know what's up because of this cancel culture. Start shutting these officers down and putting them in that penitentiary with all them people that they done put there. And
yeah. I mean,
you know what happens after that.
We all know that at the end of the day, this is only going to get worse before it gets better. Because this is just a start. We haven't, if this officer doesn't go to trial or get indicted of anyhow, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse.
Yes.
So
And so just think about what you can do in this situation. If you can sign a petition, if you can go out and protest, whatever you can do, we all need to be actively doing something in these moments. And another thing is you need to be making sure that you're also taking care of you. Because in these moments, seeing all these things on social media, just all this negativity around who we are as people, it is emotionally draining, and it's okay to just take a break. Take a moment to just love on your people and love on yourself, even in these moments of utter bullshit.
Yeah. We want to thank y'all for taking the time to hear this real shit.
So let's keep the conversation going. Follow us on our Instagram page at Roses and Real Shit. We love y'all. And don't forget to stop and smell the roses.